Abutu has described President Bola Tinubu's assent to the bill establishing the Federal Medical Center in Oleh, Delta State, as a historic milestone that ends decades of perceived federal neglect of the Isoko people. Abutu said the approval of the FMC has given the Isoko nation a renewed sense of belonging in the Nigerian Federation. He thanked the president for signing the bill into law, saying the gesture had restored hope among the people of Delta South Senatorial District, particularly the Isoko ethnic nationality. He thanked Senator Joel-Onowakpo Thomas for sponsoring the bill, describing him as an effective representative who understood the developmental needs of his constituents. He also praised the Nigerian Senate for passing the legislation and acknowledged the role played by lawmakers in ensuring its eventual assent by the president. Well, Prof. Chris Abutu is the president of Isoko Development Union. He joins us in the studio to speak on the development taking place in that land, that part of Delta State. Glad to have you join me.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, Prof, this is indeed, just as it was described there, and as you described it, a milestone for Isoko people. How do you feel, and how is this coming across to the Isoko people?
To the Isoko people, this is, like I rightly described, this is a historic milestone. We're elated in all ramifications of the world. And the reason why we feel that way is that we were seemingly depressed over the years that at no time when we discuss the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we're having a practical evidence to show that we're actually part of that entity. But with this particular assent to this Federal Medical Center bill for the Isoko people, we are highly elated, and we can't stop thanking Mr. President because we have had presidents in this Federal Republic who never bothered about the fact that there is one nationality called Isoko. As a result, they deserve to have something. And our deserving it is something that it is just natural that we should be able to be part of the booties of the country called Nigeria. Reason being that we have been so strategically located and we have been contributing steadily to the Nigerian economic development. Isoko Nation is an oil-producing community. I can tell you that we have one of the largest gas reserves as far as this country is concerned. We have this community we call Iri, we have this community we call Uzere, we have another one we call Olomoro. These are all communities that when you talk about gas reserve, we're on top of it. Then you talk about the crude oil.
Offshore and onshore.
Onshore, yes. You talk about the crude oil thing, which is the reason for the existence of this country over the years. We are not counted amongst those that have actually benefited. Perhaps maybe because we just feel that it's one country, believing that if there is the normal sense of equitable sharing, justice and all of that, we should be able to. So for all of these years, we had felt that our own time will come. But thank God our own time has actually come under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Isn't it surprising? I mean, with all that you have said, offshore, onshore, gas reserves, you've had senators in that area, you have your governors in that area, that the people of the area have faced so much neglect. Because it can't just be, you can't just be calling, I know you praised your senator, but that's what I'm talking about, over the years.
Yes.
So they've been there, and then this neglect, isn't that surprising?
Let me give you the trajectory of how our representativeness at the National Assembly has been. One of our own father, Senator Francis Obuzo of blessed memory, went into the Nigerian Senate by 1993. Military took over just 6 months into Senate. And we never had a taste of it again, military interregnum and all of that. Then by 1999, when we had this new democratic dispensation, one of our mothers too, Senator Stella Omo, was elected into the Nigerian Senate. And because of perhaps gender issues, she never wielded that enormous legislative audacity that will possibly bring back the gains of being involved at that level. And by the fourth year, pressure came and she was no longer allowed to come back to Senate. Thereafter, within the Delta South Senatorial District, there are 3 primary ethnic groups plus 1 minor, we call it. One of them came into Senate and lasted for 20 years in Senate. And that was why by the 20th year, which was the end of the 9th Assembly, we had insisted as Isoko people that one of our own should come to Senate. We had to put in every kind of energy, and in collaboration with our brothers that make up that senatorial district, who saw the level of injustice done to Isoko people, had to support us. And at the end of the day, we found this our own there. And I can assure you and I can tell you that the level of representation that this one has given to us is quite outstanding.
Yeah.
Because for the whole of this, if you look at the trajectory that I have just outlined, you discover that we never had anything to show for the fact that we function at that level. So for us, it was deliberate that we must have an Isoko man who had to function at that strategic level, because it takes critical decisions to be taken at strategic levels. For me as a management expert, I should be able to know what strategic level management means to every corporate entity. And that is what has actually manifested in this season, that this our own, which we will continue to hail at all times, has been able to give us that level of presence that we need